Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining me. If you don't know me, my name is Mark, and I'll be leading you through your practice. Today's practice is a gentle Hatha, but I am going to be leading this in a style of balanced elements. So there's going to be a little bit of strength building, balance, flexibility, grounding. All of the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, will be present in this balanced practice. Just keep in mind that if something doesn't feel right in your body, to not incorporate it into your practice. Just leave it out. Join back in when you can. Always focus on your breath, trying to time the movement and the breath together, and you'll have a great practice. So without further delay, let's begin. Starting off in Shavasana, laying flat on your back, legs extended long, arms to your sides and palms to the sky. Coming into a place of stillness, eyes gently closed. Awareness drifting inwards. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm, breathing with ease in and out of the nose, deep into the belly. Notice if the mind is wandering. If it is, use an exhale to let it go, pulling your mind back into the present moment with the following inhale. Following inhale, invite small movements to the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Roll into the wrists and ankles. Gently rock the head from side to side. Invite bigger and bigger movement to the body. Slowly reach your hands and feet away from one another, stretching through the full body. Lower the arms to your sides, bend your knees, feet flat to the ground. Gently rock the knees from side to side, massaging hips and lower back into the floor.
Draw your knees into the chest, holding the knees. Continue to gently rock from side to side. Maybe slowly pulling the knees in tighter. Slowly coming to center. Place your feet flat to the floor, directly underneath the knees and as wide as the hips. On the inhale, let the right knee drop open, opening the hip. Control the leg all the way down. Relax the leg once at the bottom. Exhale, slowly draws the knee back up to center, alternating from leg to leg. Inhale to open. Relax at the bottom. Exhale up to center. Try to keep the movement controlled, timed with the breath. Moving as fluid as water. Slowly coming up to center. Draw the knees back into the chest, holding the knees. Create small circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. Making sure that everything from the belly button down is fully relaxed. Hands and arms controlling the legs. Taking a few circles in one direction, and then a few circles in the opposite direction. Place your feet flat to the floor, underneath the knees and as wide as the hips. On your exhale, press your feet into the ground, lifting the hips high, driving through the glutes. You want to make sure you're engaging through the glutes. Inhale slowly lowers the hips back down. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale lowers. Try to get the hips to touch the floor at the same time as everything else. Inhale, lowers the hips. Draw the knees back into the chest. Gently rock from side to side. Let your knees roll to one side. Press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. The legs can be crossed or extended straight out. As long as you have a nice tall spine. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Arms and legs relaxed. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, hands to knees. Flowing into Sufi grind. Inhale, create the front half of the circle. Exhale, completes the back half of the circle. Try to lead with the belly button. Coming to center. Reverse the flow. Keep the inhale through the front, exhale through the back. Slowly coming to center. Make your way to your hands and knees, setting up into your tabletop. Flowing through the cat-cow. Inhale, roll your hips. Belly sinks, tailbone lifts. Put pressure into the hands to open the heart and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine. Head sinks between the arms. Inhale for cow. Exhale to cat. Trying to create a wave climbing up the spine. Head is always the last to move. Arms and legs like pillars, directly underneath the shoulders and hips. Slowly coming into a neutral spine, setting up for bird dog. On your inhale, reach the right hand out. If it's available, extend the left leg back. Reaching through finger. Exhale, lowers everything down, alternating from side to side. Inhale, reach the hands away from one another, or the limbs away from one another. Exhale, lowers. You're trying to keep your nose and belly button centered on your mat. Don't shift your weight into a knee. Slowly coming back down. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Let the shoulders drift forward, placing your shoulders back over top of your palms, straightening the hip. Ending up into a modified plank pose. Trying to get a nice long line from head all the way down to the knees. If you're feeling more adventurous, you're looking for more of a challenge, lifting the knees for full plank pose for a straight line from head all the way down to your heels. On your exhale, press into your hands, sending your hips up and back from your head away from the ears. Rib cage is tucked in. Ankles relaxed, knees are soft. Only straightening the knees as much as you can before the spine rounds. You're trying to keep a nice long line from wrist to hip. Keeping your head low, exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Rounding through the lower back too much. If you need to, support yourself on your shins. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten the legs, flatten the spine. Lifting the tailbone and reaching the ears to the front. Try to lengthen through the back of the leg and through the spine. You're supporting on your shin. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to stand tall. Reach your hands high. Interlace the fingers. Exhale to open through the front body, taking a small back bend. Inhale for length. Exhale for depth. Be more concerned with length, reaching your hands and head away from the hips. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the right foot back. Keeping the heel up. Inhale, reach your hands high. Crescent lunge. The deeper the stance, the more challenging it'll be. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, open your stance. Give yourself a wider base. Shoulders relaxed. Calm breath deep into the belly. Drop your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Or place your palms on your hips if you can't interlace your fingers. Inhale to press. Open the chest. You're drawing your elbows together. If your palms are on your hips, you're still drawing your elbows together, but you're not straightening the arm.
Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward. Step your feet together. Sink your hips down and back. Chair pose. Focus is on your knees and sending the hips back. Inhale, stand tall. Reach your hands high. Half sun salutation. Exhale, fold forward, hinging in the hip, weight even through the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach your hands high. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, open through the front body, taking your back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the left foot back. Keep the heel up. Inhale, reach your hands high. Crescent lunge. Shoulders relaxed. You can have the ankle relaxed or engaged. I prefer to keep mine engaged. Drop your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers or palms on hips. Inhale, press, open the chest. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward. Step your feet together. Sink your hips down and back. Chair pose. If you feel this in the lower back, you're leaning too far forward. You should feel this in the glutes and in the front of the leg. And into the back of the leg. Inhale, stand tall. Reach your hands high. Exhale, fold forward, hinging in the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground your palms. You're bending your knees as much as you need to get your hands to the floor and step your feet back to plank. Plank may not be appropriate for you, so you're dropping to the knees if you need to. Exhale, slowly lowers you down. Elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, press the hands, lift the head and chest, cobra. Shoulders kept away from the ears. Try to tuck the elbows in. Exhale, slowly lowers you back down. Drape the arms along the side of the body, palms facing the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lowers. If you want to add a degree of difficulty, incorporating the feet into the lift, maybe even the hands.
On your next exhale, place the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale presses you up into your tabletop. Exhale your hips back into your child's pose. If being in child pose is not appropriate for your needs, you keep your hip over your knee and you drop to the elbows into a modified puppy pose. The breath or becomes restricted or compressed, open your knees. Allow the belly. Knee. If it's available, bend the right knee and stack the right hip to the left, opening through the right side of the hip, opening through the. On your exhale, drive the knee towards the right wrist, flipping the foot to the left side of the mat. Moving into pigeon pose. Let the hip sink, extend the back leg long, and lengthen through the spine. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to relax through the hip. You're trying to get me to dig the top of the foot into the floor and pull the knee back. Open over time. Use your exhales to let go of tension. Flip the back toes. On your exhale, press into your hands, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Reaching as long as you can, or maybe bending the left knee and stacking the hips. Ten. Exhale to let go of tension. The knee back. Be mindful of. Slowly coming out from side to side. Slowly walk your feet to the semi-wide leg forward fold. Allow your torso to hang, hinging through the hip. Cross the arms in front of your face and let the body sway from side to side, using the torso like a pendulum. Slowly coming to center. Release the arms. Moving into a tricky posture, low squat. On your exhale, sink your hips in between your heels. Getting down this tricky, you may need a block to support yourself. Getting down this tricky, you may need a block to support yourself. Nice tall spine can be quite, maybe even need a block on its highest height. If you're seated on a block, concentrate on keeping a tall spine height. If you're seated on a block, concentrate on keeping a tall spine and pressing into the knee, opening the hip. Goes on, lowering and lowering the block until you don't need it. If there is one posture that you strive for in life, this is the one. It's not the handstand. If your heels just can't stay on the ground, you don't have block, I'd prefer that you ground through the palms, bend the elbow to create a shelf with the back of the arm, and lean your weight into the back of the arm, encouraging the hips to open. This is the beginning of more advanced postures like Bakasana, a floating posture, but that's not a beginner posture. On your inhale, slowly rise away from one another. Standing star pose. Opening the heart, shoulders, and chest. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight to the left foot. Or maybe sliding the right foot up to the calf. Into a hip. Keep pressing yourself away from the ground. Make yourself as tall as possible. The bottom, stepping either back onto the ball of the foot for warrior 3 or keeping the foot off the ground. You can keep your hands at heart. You can extend to the side or reach your arms overhead. Whichever variation is most appropriate for you. You're concentrating on keeping the hips, the pelvis level. Don't let it roll open. Inhale back up to center. Be nice and wide. Reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Sink your hands. Exhale, relax the lower back and hips. Inhale to rise. Reach your hands. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight to the right foot. Draw the left foot in. Moving to tree pose. Maybe lifting up to the calf or inner thigh. Choose whichever variation is most appropriate for you. Try not to lock out your knee. Try to keep a micro bend. Stay in the muscle. Slowly point the knee towards the front. Extend the leg long. Exhale to let the foot pendulum through the bottom, either hovering the foot or stepping back to the big toe or ball of the foot for warrior 3. For warrior 3, making sure that the body and leg moves as one. Don't break your line.
Inhale to center, drop the foot, reach your hands high.
Exhale, fold forward, hinging in the hip. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ground your palms. Step your feet back to plank. Lower through the downward push-up, squeezing the elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, press the hands, lift the head and chest for cobra or up dog, pressing the top of the feet, lifting the hips up and back, down dog. Let the hips sway from side to side. To side plank. Extend the right leg long. You can keep the left knee on the reaches, right hand high. It's the beginning variation of side plank. If you want to take it further, extending the bottom leg long. You can keep your feet staggered. If you want to take it further, stacking your feet, maybe even lifting the right foot. Is directly underneath the shoulder. Even lifting the left foot. Exhale, lowers the hand. Make your way into a seat. With feet flat to the floor. Draw the knees and feet together. Off the ground. Boat pose. If you want to take it further, lifting the shins or even straightening the knees. If leg variations are not working for you, maybe extending the arms. Building the side of the boat. Maybe even raising your sails. This causes my spine to round too much, so I keep my arms down, chest lifted. Exhale, slowly lower your feet down. Feet hip width, hands behind you, fingers facing forward if you can. You can turn them out if you need to. Deep breath in. On your exhale, press into your hands and feet. Lift your hips for a reverse table. If this doesn't agree with the wrist, drop down to the elbow. If this doesn't agree with the shoulder, drop to your shoulders. This is your first variation. Second variation, this can be quite challenging for the shoulder. Or third variation. Slow and deep breath deep into the belly. Exhale to side. Coming to center. Moving into a variation of figure four. Extend the right leg long and cross the left ankle over top of your right knee. And sit nice and tall. This can be quite a challenge in itself. You may actually need a block to sit on. If you're comfortable here and you want to go deeper, you can use your hands behind you for support and bend the right knee, trying to get the foot flat to the floor can be quite challenging, putting a lot of stretch into the left hip. If you want to take it further, if your wrist is too intense for you, this is a great option.
You can also this because you can fine tune the depth you go into. And slowly coming back out, extending below. Seated nice and tall. Maybe bending the knee, placing your foot flat to the floor. You may find one side is much different than the other. That's perfectly normal. And slowly and gently coming back out. Let the spine draw the forehead to the knees or belly button. If you want to go lifting the arms, adding gravity into the shoulders, pulling the body down more. Or if you still don't feel it, interlacing the fingers, draping the hands on the back of the head, slowly surrendering the weight of the arms. Variation allows you to keep full control all the way down, moving as slowly as possible. Once fully laying down, open the arms into a T. Draw the knees into the chest. On your exhale, let the knees drop to the left, rolling into a twist. And using your left hand to hold the right leg in place. Try to keep the right arm extended out. If this is uncomfortable, if the legs can't settle, slide a block underneath or in between the knees, maybe a combination of both. If you don't have blocks, cushions will do, even books. Pausing at center, gently rocking from side to side. When your body's ready, using your exhale to lower the knees to the right, falling into your twist, extending the left arm out to the side, supporting them with blocks if you extend. Inhale to draw the knees up. Center. Pausing at center. Rocking. Opening through the inner thigh. Gently massaging hips and lower back into the floor. If you want to go deeper, sliding the hands to the ankles. Or maybe moving into happy baby. Opening the soles of the feet to the sky. Either holding the ankle. Or peace fingers holding the toe. Or moving into the full expression. And relax through the hips, letting the knees sink towards.
If your tailbone is lifted and your spine is digging into the ground, you're in too deep. Slowly and gently releasing the legs. Taking whatever final adjustments you need. Prepping yourself for our final resting pose. Moving into Shavasana. Or any other posture that calls your name. Whether it's supported bridge or supported fish. Or moving into a seated position to end with a seated meditation. Choice is entirely yours. Out of the mouth. Let your awareness sink to the present moment. Let go of thoughts of past and future. Sink into the tranquility of the now. Fully experiencing the breath. Letting go of what no longer serves you with the exhale. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Invite small movements in the body. Wiggling fingers and toes, rolling into the wrists and ankles, and gently rocking the head from side to side. Slowly and gently inviting bigger and bigger movement into the body. Maybe slowly reaching your hands and feet away. Pulling the knees into the chest to create small circles. Not just think. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. With love and light from my heart and home to yours. Namaste. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed the practice. See y'all next time. Have a great week.